During his State of the State address this month, Governor Dan McKee proposed a litter-free roadie program to encourage people to pick up litter all across the state.
But environmental groups say that won't do enough. TJ Del Santo joins us now with more on what they are asking the governor to commit to.
Litter. It seems to be a problem everywhere, and local environmental groups are making a push to get the state cleaned up.
This is a problem. I'm surrounded by a problem.
Bill McCusker is president of the Friends of the Saugatucket, a watershed protection group based in South Kingstown. His group and others have collected thousands of alcohol nip bottles from around the state.
Mainly because they want this to be an example for the General Assembly to see, of the problem, the litter that's out there.
In a letter to Governor McKee, 9 environmental groups urge the governor to support a bottle bill to be put before the General Assembly, stating it is the single most impactful policy we can adopt to reduce litter in the state.
Applauding him for caring about the issue, but urging more sort of decisive action to really get at some of the roots of the problem.
In a statement, Governor McKee's office said the governor's team is reviewing the legislation and will continue to monitor it as it makes its way through the legislative process.
It is certainly a growing problem.
Topher Hamlet is the director of advocacy at Save the Bay. He said litter seems to be getting worse.
Last year in 2022, during the International Coastal Cleanup, over 33,000 items were picked up that are either beverage containers or caps or things related to bottles.
Bottle bills have been introduced in the past in Rhode Island, but never got much traction. Massachusetts and Connecticut both have had a 5-cent bottle deposit on certain bottles since the 80s. Maine includes a deposit on nips. The purpose is to limit litter.
One way to do that is to actually put a value on them. So someone's less likely to throw away a bottle that's worth 10 cents.
When we do our cleanups, one of the single most abundant item we've been finding in the river are these alcohol nips.
In 2022, they found 21,000 nip bottles. So far in 2023, they've collected 8,100, many on the sides of the roads. If not picked up, the bottles will find their way into storm drains, rivers, and into the ocean.
It's unnecessary. There's a social component to it, that there's people drinking and driving. There's an environmental impact. It's going to be there forever.
So it is a problem that is, if anything, is growing, it seems, and needs a real policy fix by the General Assembly.
The latest bottle bill is expected to be introduced in the next few weeks. I'm TJ Del Santo, 12 News.